Most men don't realize how much of their life is being drained by drama. Not just loud arguments, but subtle emotional traps, overexplaining, reacting, defending their ego, getting pulled into chaos that has nothing to do with their mission. Stoic men see this clearly. They understand that drama is not entertainment. It's theft. It steals focus. It steals emotional strength. It steals time that could be spent building something meaningful. A stoic man is not cold. He's disciplined. He doesn't avoid drama because he's afraid of conflict. He avoids it because he understands the cost of unnecessary emotional engagement. Every reaction trains your nervous system. Every argument shapes your identity. Every emotional outburst weakens self-command. Most men react automatically. Stoic men respond deliberately. They don't argue with unstable people. They don't chase emotional closure. They don't try to fix chaos that refuses order. Instead, they conserve their energy for what actually matters: purpose, discipline, growth, and inner stability. Today you're going to learn why stoic men never waste energy on drama, how they see it, how they neutralize it, and how adopting this mindset will immediately change how people treat you and how you experience life. This is not about suppressing emotions. It's about mastering them. Let's get into it. First thing you should know: stoic men treat energy as a precious and limited resource. Stoic men operate from a foundational understanding that most men never fully grasp. Energy is not infinite. Every man wakes up each day with a limited supply of mental focus, emotional resilience, and physical drive. Once it is spent, it cannot be recovered. Because of this, stoic men are ruthless about how and where they invest their energy. They do not spend it emotionally reacting to situations that offer no growth, no clarity, and no progress. Drama is one of the most expensive energy drains a man can experience. It pulls attention away from purpose and redirects it toward chaos. It forces the mind into loops of replaying conversations, imagining arguments, and reliving emotional tension. Stoic men recognize this immediately. They understand that drama demands energy without producing value. It consumes focus and leaves nothing behind. Unlike reactive men, stoic men do not confuse emotional intensity with importance. Just because something feels urgent does not mean it deserves attention. They pause before responding. They slow their breathing. They assess whether engaging will improve their situation or weaken their state of mind. In most cases, drama fails this test instantly. Stoic men also understand that emotional reactions shape habits. Every time a man reacts impulsively, he trains his nervous system to respond automatically rather than deliberately. Over time, this creates emotional weakness. Stoic men refuse to build that weakness into their character. They choose restraint, not suppression, but conscious restraint. By conserving energy, stoic men maintain clarity. They are able to think long-term, while others are trapped in short-term emotional battles. Their strength comes not from aggression, but from disciplined allocation of attention. They remain stable because they do not allow unnecessary forces to drain them. This is why stoic men often appear calm, grounded, and unbothered. It is not apathy, it is precision. Their energy is reserved for what actually matters: growth, purpose, discipline, and mastery of self. Secondly, drama is a mechanism of control, and stoic men refuse emotional slavery. Stoic men view drama not as random chaos, but as a predictable mechanism of control. Drama thrives on emotional reactions. It requires someone to feel offended, defensive, angry, or desperate to be understood. The moment a man reacts emotionally, control shifts away from him and into the hands of whoever provoked that reaction. Stoic men refuse this exchange. They understand that emotional volatility makes a man easy to manipulate. Insults provoke anger. Accusations provoke defensiveness. Emotional pressure provokes explanation. Each reaction tightens the grip of control. Stoic men break this cycle by refusing to react impulsively. Instead of responding emotionally, they observe. Instead of defending themselves, they detach. Instead of arguing, they create distance. This emotional discipline makes them difficult to provoke and impossible to dominate. Through drama, Stoic men also understand that many people use drama unconsciously to feel powerful. Creating chaos, provoking reactions, and pulling others into emotional turbulence gives them a sense of control. Stoic men do not feed this need. They deny drama its fuel. This refusal often frustrates others. Silence, calmness, and emotional neutrality remove leverage. When drama fails to produce a reaction, it collapses. Stoic men allow this collapse to happen naturally. Emotional freedom is the reward. Stoic men are not enslaved by moods, opinions, or emotional storms. They remain internally sovereign. This sovereignty allows them to act deliberately rather than react impulsively. While others are exhausted by emotional battles, Stoic men remain steady. Their power comes from restraint, not domination. They are controlled by nothing external because they have mastered what is internal. Thirdly, calm is not weakness. It is the highest form of control. Stoic men do not chase emotional highs or lows. They value emotional regulation above expression. Calm is their default state, not because they feel nothing, but because they understand the strategic advantage of stability. Drama requires emotional escalation. Raised voices, rapid reactions, and intense feelings keep chaos alive. Stoic men starve drama by refusing escalation. When others grow louder, they grow quieter. When others rush, they slow down. This calm presence is unsettling to emotionally reactive people. It removes leverage, it exposes immaturity, it shifts power silently. Stoic men understand that anger clouds judgment, fear distorts perception, and excitement disrupts discipline. Calm allows clear thinking. Clear thinking leads to correct action. They do not confuse emotional restraint with passivity. Calm does not mean submission. It means control over impulse. The man who can remain calm under pressure controls the situation, even if he says nothing. This is why Stoic men often dominate tense situations without raising their voice. Their presence alone communicates authority. Calm becomes a weapon that requires no aggression. Fourth, Stoic men focus exclusively on what is within their control. At the core of Stoic philosophy is a strict separation between what can be controlled and what cannot. Stoic men internalize this deeply. They do not attempt to control people's emotions, reactions, or opinions. They recognize that doing so is futile and exhausting. Instead, they focus on what remains fully within their control: their mindset, their actions, their discipline, and their response. Drama exists outside this circle of control. It depends on other people's emotions, perceptions, and instability. Stoic men therefore ignore it completely. By focusing inward, Stoic men remain stable regardless of external chaos. Their sense of identity does not fluctuate based on approval or criticism. Their direction does not change based on emotional turbulence. This focus creates resilience. While others are mentally drained by constant emotional engagement, Stoic men move forward steadily. They build improve, and strengthen themselves without distraction. This is the final reason Stoic men never waste energy on drama. It simply does not belong in the domain of things worth controlling. And lastly, Stoic men do not explain themselves to people who are committed to misunderstanding. One of the most common ways men waste energy is through overexplaining. They attempt to justify their intentions, clarify their actions, and defend their character to people who are not interested in understanding them. Stoic men recognize this pattern and refuse to participate. They understand a simple truth. Explanation does not create respect. Consistency does. When someone is emotionally charged, biased, or manipulative, no amount of explanation will satisfy them. The goalposts will keep moving. Each explanation invites further questioning. Each defense creates another accusation. Stoic men see this trap early and step away from it. They do not argue their values. They live them. They do not explain their boundaries. They enforce them. Silence becomes a filter that removes noise from their lives. Stoic men also understand that explaining oneself often comes from ego and insecurity. The desire to be seen as good, fair, or justified creates vulnerability. Stoic men detach from this need. They know who they are, and that knowledge does not require external validation. By refusing to explain themselves unnecessarily, Stoic men conserve emotional energy and maintain authority. Their calm refusal to engage communicates confidence more powerfully than words ever could. Those who respect them adjust their behavior. Those who seek drama lose interest. This natural sorting process protects the Stoic man's peace and preserves his focus. In conclusion, Stoic men don't avoid drama because they are indifferent to life. They avoid it because they understand life deeply. They see clearly that drama is not strength, not passion, and not honesty. It is distraction. It pulls men away from their center and scatters their attention across emotions that offer no return. A Stoic man chooses a harder path. He chooses restraint over reaction, discipline over impulse, purpose over noise. He understands that every emotional outburst weakens his authority over himself, and every unnecessary reaction trains him to be controlled by external forces. Drama wants attention. Stoic men deny it. Drama wants emotion. Stoic men offer composure. Drama wants control. Stoic men keep sovereignty over their inner world. This is why Stoic men appear unshaken in situations that overwhelm others. It is not because they are immune to emotion, but because they have mastered it. They do not let temporary chaos interfere with long-term direction. They do not let other people's instability become their burden. A Stoic man measures his worth not by how loudly he reacts, but by how steadily he moves forward. He invests his energy where it compounds, into character, discipline, purpose, and self-respect. Everything else is background noise. When a man stops feeding drama, something powerful happens. His mind clears. His presence strengthens. People sense his stability. Manipulators lose interest. Chaos loses access. Peace becomes the default. This is the quiet advantage of Stoicism. Not domination over others, but mastery over self. And when a man controls himself, nothing outside him has the power to drain him. That is why Stoic men never waste energy on drama.